Training and performance both are interlinked. Yes. Because the overall objective of training is to improve the performance of people. Correct. Yes. Making them ready for the next level or making them ready to do the current job. So conceptually, the design which we have is that we have annual appraisal process where a manager sits with its reporting, and then reporting would come with a self-assessment. Okay, these are the things which I did in this year. Then manager will give a feedback on it. Okay. There will be a discussion between both of them. There will be a discussion on that what could have helped you in terms of training it. Like okay, if you could have been given training on this particular thing, your goal would have got to this level. Your achievement must have been a little more with the help of the training. So identifying those training areas. First, you as an employee, you need to submit your assessment. Okay, you want to get trained on these things. I, as a manager, I will validate it. I will say, okay, yes, you really need these kind of trainings to enhance your current performance, and also to reach to that ultimate goal of your career. Because there are two things. One is to achieve your current performance, the job expectation, and second is that what do you aspire for? Let's say you are aspiring to become a functional head after 3 years down the line. So as a manager, it's my responsibility to make you ready for that. So these training needs which you say, it will be for on aspirational level, that what you aspire to be, and second to perform your current job. Okay, for the aspiration level, how do you help actually? Let's say in 3 years I want to be head of a certain domain. So how do you help a person to achieve that? See, again, I as a manager, I know that what kind of competence required to perform a job. Let's say your optimum goal is to become a CSD head, and I am your manager as of now. So I will sit with my training manager and say that okay, this person wants to reach to this level. What are the competencies required to do that job or to reach to that level? Then I would come back to you and say that okay, yes, you need these meaning more competence. I will assess you first. That okay, what is your level of what is the level of your competence in that particular dimension. So that dimension will be defined with the help of training manager. That okay, if your employee wants to reach to CSD head level, she needs to have a high level of customer service element. So I will then work on you. I will recommend you to certain work training workshops, which will give you a customer first approach. Your approach will be you will work on your approach. You will work on your competence of customer services, and then uh, there will be a lot of things which will be required at that point of time when you're performing your current job, right? For example, let's say you have your um, you need to work on your negotiation skills, because sometimes I as a manager I have observed that you have not negotiated hard. The kind of benchmark which are there in the market, and the kind of your negotiation or your the kind of the quantum and quantity which you could negotiate is not at par. So I'll say you need to work on your negotiation skills. Then I'll send you to negotiation skills workshop. So end of the discussion, I will come with a summarized version of skills which you need, and then we will send it to our training manager that these are the training needs which we have identified on the day of dialogue, and then training manager would design overall calendar for the unit. Let's say my training manager will design this calendar for the year and will send it to all the functional heads and to HR business partner, HR head, that this is how we are going to do the trainings, and these are the nominees for that. And we would be conducting these training classes on these days. And what would be the next question comes in, what are the methods of training them? Yes. Then accordingly, as per the need, we design the training tools, whether it is a classroom training or it is a kind of exposure to be given to employee or a kind of experience to be given to employee. So we design basis the need that okay, this person right now she is on a job, she needs to be given a classroom training rather than sending her on some project. Or sometimes we see that okay, you there's an opportunity for you to to get involved in one particular, let's say, project. So through project also you can be trained. Let's say if you're being in HR team, you are now today, tomorrow I'll make you a part of CSG team for some time for some project. So you're learning something there also. I can nominate you as a mentee to some mentor or something. There are so many ways to do that. You got some clarity? Got the clarity?
Yeah.
All right.
One more thing actually, like you said that, for example, you observe that someone is not good in negotiation, this and that. So, how do you collect data? How do you, you can't observe each and everyone, right? So,
How
how
do you
was
measure the
yes,
competency of
okay.
individuals?
See, okay, the goal which we have, let's for example, let's say, I'll just draw the chart. See, let's say there is an employee A. Now this employee A is working on a position, and this is job position. Let's say for example, you have a design KRA. You don't understand KRA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Key responsibilities area.
Yeah.
Basis these KRAs, you would have some deliverables. For example, let's say to attain 90% of customer service score. Now, to achieve that, you need to put few things. Okay, what will you do? You will have more communication with customers.
Okay.
You will have a kind of survey, annual or 6 month survey, or you would have customer service training of your all the customer relationship reps.
Okay.
So reps training. Now, to attain this KRA, you have three activities to perform. Now, this employee A is being measured on these three things: whether he has ability to communicate properly, or whether he has ability to conduct a survey, the execution part, and or he has a good training and coaching abilities to his team members. So you got three competencies here.
Correct.
Now, as a manager, what I'll do is end of this, let's say 6 monthly, I review this guy. What I'll do is I will measure his performance on these three things.
Okay.
Whether how, like let's say there were 3 lakh customers, how has he communicated with 3 lakh customers? What
Okay.
tool he has he been innovative or not? Then I'll say, okay, has he really completed the survey and really he understood the findings? Has he done some action planning basis those findings? And then I would also see that what is the level of training which he has provided to his team members, right? Now this, out of this, I got one thing, like he is not a good coach. He needs to improve his coaching skills, or he needs to improve his training skills. So as a manager, I got one training need, right? So understand everything is basis their KRA and their deliverables, like whether the person has the ability to deliver on these three KPIs or not,
Okay.
Okay.
right? And there is the smart goals also. When you say that what is the goal, how do you design this goal? You need to design a goal which can be measured also. You need to have that perception of success, that okay, what is the ultimate perception of a success? When will you consider that this person has really achieved 100%?
Okay.
Right? So we scientifically we design that goal, and then here we get the TNI. Now these TNIs, we what we do we segregate in uninor, we segregate into three parts. This is one. This is classroom training, education, and exposure. We design in a way that we always say that okay, this year we will have more focus on classroom training, because we see that people are quite busy, people have a load of work. We cannot send them on some exposure project or experience or something. We cannot also rotate their jobs so often. So we'll focus 60% training will be given through classroom.
Okay.
We'll have 20% through experience and 20% through exposure. Now this is a strategy for the training. Let's say whatever, let's say we got 16 top most critical TNIs, most critical TNIs. Now these things will be now bifurcated into these six buckets. Like for example, let's say if somebody wants to get trained on Microsoft Excel, we cannot go and give exposure experience. What we do, we classroom training देंगे उसको,
Correct.
and एक और refresher देंगे, and he or she
Correct.
will utilize that. Then there is a, let's say for example, there is a one training need which had come up like distribution sales. Distribution sales. अब distribution sales में उसको I'll give you exposure. He is working in a CSD function, but I'll give him a, sometimes exposure of distribution sales. Like I will design his career path in a way that he is spending 1 year as distribution sales guy. Right? Exposure is something to put a person on a different job. He is getting exposure of that. Experience is that I'm making him experience the system which I want. For example, there is a new ERP got launched. I want you guys to get trained on that. I will put you on that ERP for around for 6 weeks, and you will get familiar with that. That is experience, giving that experience. So basis this entire this tribe party thing or tribe pillar approach we address on trainings.
Um, and while deciding these things, do you consider the learning style of the employee also? Like for example, I learn from exposure only. So will I go for mostly for the exposure trainings, or I mean, do you consider it or?
No, it is actually again the manager will recommend that okay this person is uh, understand one thing that these trainings are in such a like there is nothing which you can say that this person is not meant for this or this. No, it is not that because then you are starting again. You have to think that whether okay you as a person you've been hired seeing certain competence. It can never happen that okay you have let's say there's a level required to perform a job is 100 and you are 30. No, it cannot happen. If this is the case, then you are a different. You will not be taken for this one. Then there's another thing which is called PIP,
Performance improvement program.
right? Then you will be given to this particular faculty. Then this person will. Then this is a different approach. Here it is a different approach.
Okay.
If this gap cannot be this one. If this gap is 90 to 100 or 80 to 100, then you are here somewhere. And if you are here in this level of performance, then you are fit to be sent to anywhere. People who are who, like they have some blockers that okay they cannot be trained in a classroom or something, then you are hiding standards are low.
Exactly.
You are hiding people seeing some competence, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
So, what's the support of top management in this whole process?
Top management support.
Yes.
It is everyone's baby because if you really look at until and unless you don't have a buy-in from a top management, you can't do it. Today's challenge is that in sales-driven organizations, it's very difficult to get people to your classrooms. So you have to make this as a one of the KRA of leaders. Then how are you empowering your people with knowledge and exposure? So when you say this becomes their KRA to develop their people, then they'll do it. Then no leader wants to get a feedback that okay he has been really insistent to promote his people development.
Correct.
So, your training process, is it in-house or you hire someone from outside to deliver these trainings?
See, trainings, it depends on which kind of training we are opting. And let's say there's some trainers, good trainer available in the market. So we do outsource also because we want to address the need. We also have our in-house trainers. But maybe sometimes if we look at, okay, no, we to achieve those numbers of mandates because we want to train all the people.
Yeah.
And it is impossible with the help of in-house team because in-house team has some constraints.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot cover more than 60 hours in a month. Then we outsource.